As someone born in Canada, I've always been proud to be a part of this country. I appreciate the good things this country has offered and the good people I met. But over the last few years, something has happened which made me question whether or not I want to stay here for the rest of my life. In today's video, I'm going to review 5 reasons why I'm leaving Canada and hopefully never return. This could also be 5 reasons why, if you're planning on moving to Canada, you might want to reconsider. Of course, there are infinite reasons why I want to leave this place, but in today's video, I'm just gonna go over the main 5. Now, the first reason why I'm leaving is the quality of life has become really bad. If you have ever been to East Hastings Street, Vancouver, or Clarence Square Park, Toronto, you've likely witnessed the 10 cities that were not there 10, 15 years ago. I mean, there was a while where I'm just totally done with I moved out of the downtown area. And the next day when I woke up, there's literally a homeless person downstairs at McDonald's. I mean, he was just standing there harassing people. No police, no one did anything about it. And now things has gone so crazy that these 10 cities are appearing in Halifax, Nova Scotia. It's not just homelessness is on the rise, crime is increasing too. Things like auto theft and property theft. In some extreme cases, even homicide. In fact, a woman was shot dead at the mall near where I used to live. The worst part about all this is that in Canada, self-defense is not allowed. Let's say someone tries to stab you to death with a machete and you're in a bad situation. There is nothing you can do about it. Meanwhile, the perpetrator, the person who stabbed you, he's going to be out on the street the next day because bail in Canada is only a short period of time. And with the government keep operating things like the safe injection site, it's safe to assume that crime and homelessness will get a lot worse. The second reason why I'm leaving is the cost of living, and it's insane. Right now, an apartment in Toronto would cost you $2,500, and in Vancouver, that price jumps to $3,000. Now, keep in mind, the average Canadian only makes about $67,000 per year, which means that they need to spend half of their income just to secure a roof over their head. If you're trying to look for a job, well, too bad, because the Canadian job market is really saturated. It has got to the point where people who work at multiple jobs are struggling to make ends meet. Another contributing factor is the enormous amount of tax you have to pay just to live here. Things like payroll tax and property tax. In Canada, the more money you make, the more taxes you have to pay. I mean, they tax us so much just to put it into a healthcare system. And oh my god, that healthcare is an absolute disaster. Believe it or not, it's estimated that 1 in 5 Canadians does not have a family doctor. And if you're planning on visiting the emergency waiting room, well, good luck, because right now, people are dying there. Now, that is just the healthcare of Canada. Forget about how terrible dental care is, which is not even included in the universal healthcare plan. I mean, by the time you get a dental inspection, you could already become a dentist yourself. The issue is the Canadian government heavily regulates the healthcare system, which means they restrict any operations of private healthcare. So even if you are the wealthiest 10%, you still have to go through the healthcare system that everybody else go through. And I do not want to wait until things get bad to leave, whether that's my oral health or my physical health. Another reason why I'm leaving is just that in the last few years, the country has become crazy woke. I mean, from drag shows being hosted at a children's hospital to every airline industry going DEI, and now the University of British Columbia is allowing biological men to use women's changing room. I mean, it's got to the point where I'm feeling uncomfortable. And if you know something about how politics work in Canada, you probably know that most conservatives live in more rural parts of the country, that being Alberta, Manitoba, and Saskatchewan. So if you're ever visiting any of our major cities, people are going to have crazy left-leaning views. The issue with this phenomenon is whenever someone does something so crazy, so insane, and so unjustified, no one will say a word or even question about it. And guess what happened to people who do decide to say a word? Fined, assaulted, and in some rare cases, even arrested. And that leads to my fifth and final reason, which is the Canadian government. They have become totalitarian. If you remember a few years ago when the truckers' convoy happened, dozens of people showed up at Parliament Hill to protest against the government's draconian vaccine mandates and their travel restrictions. And the Canadian government, what was their response? Instead of investigate the organizers of these protests or simply stop these mandates, they started freezing people's bank accounts. And they released a bunch of big tall horses and they trampled everyone on Parliament Hill. I mean, from that day, I've basically given up on the Canadian government because what if someday they disagree with the things I say and my bank account just get frozen like that? Speaking of totalitarian, did I even mention that every news site is being banned in Canada? I mean, even this outlet from Sweden is being blocked in Canada, which is crazy. And let's not forget the insanely dystopian relationship between Canada's politicians and the World Economic Forum. For example, in the future, they're going to force us all to drive an electric car, and then they're going to force us all to drink from paper straw, which has already proven that it can give you cancer. A lot more on the way. And I do not wish to stay here any longer. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up 5 reasons why I'm leaving Canada and possibly never return. I mean, I honestly think these reasons deserve their separate video, but that's another thing for another day. But just because I'm leaving, my channel is going nowhere, so make sure to subscribe for more content in the future. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like on it, and I'll catch you on the next one. Goodbye.